Unit 2, Reading 2.
The Taino people of the Caribbean were the first people of the Americas to have contact with Europeans. The Spanish saw that some Taino owned gold jewelry. The Spanish thought that more gold was in the area. Columbus brought several captured Taino back to Europe as slaves and made 3 more trips across the Atlantic to explore and take new colonies. The Spanish began to build colonies on islands like Cuba, Hispaniola, and Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, the Taino natives on these islands were soon turned into slaves. Many were forced to dig for gold or grow food. If they refused or failed, the Spanish would cut off their hands. Within 30 years, almost all of the Taino were dead from harsh treatment, overwork, hunger, violence, disease, and suicide. Another unfortunate and deadly result of European contact with the Americas was the introduction of dangerous Old World diseases like malaria, measles, yellow fever, and smallpox. These terrible diseases were unknown to people living in the New World and were extremely deadly. They killed millions of Native Americans during the following centuries and began to destroy their societies. The spread of diseases in the Americas was one of the deadliest events in history. Another result of this contact between the New and Old Worlds was the Columbian Exchange, a giant process in which new plants and animals moved around the world. Corn, potatoes, rubber, tobacco, chili peppers, and cocoa came from the New World. Horses, pigs, rice, coffee, and sugar came from the Old World. Huge exchanges like this would slowly start to change farming, economies, and diets all over the world. Other Spanish explorers soon came to the Americas. In 1520, Hernán Cortés successfully conquered the rich Aztec Empire in central Mexico. When the Spanish first arrived, the Aztecs believed that these strange new people on horses were gods. Cortés soon captured the Aztec emperor, Montezuma II, and destroyed their capital, Tenochtitlan. Smallpox began to kill thousands of natives, and Mexico soon became a Spanish colony. The success of Cortés's army inspired Francisco Pizarro to attack South America to conquer the wealthy Inca Empire. Old World diseases and civil war had already begun to destroy the Inca Empire. The Spanish arrived with guns, steel armor, and war horses. In 1532, Pizarro captured the Inca Emperor Atahualpa. Most of South America soon became Spanish and Portuguese colonies. Other Spanish came to North America. Ponce de Leon explored today's Florida. Hernando de Soto explored the southern Mississippi River, and Francisco Coronado explored today's southwestern U.S. Some Spanish even began to settle and build colonies in these areas. For instance, in 1595, part of the west coast was called Alta California, Upper California, and in 1598, the upper part of the Rio Grande was declared Nuevo Mexico, New Mexico. After these conquests, a huge amount of gold and silver flowed back to Spain. Other European nations saw the wealth and land taken by the Spanish conquistadors. More explorers began to come to the New World looking for gold, trade routes, new land, and other treasures.